money being allocated for an entryway. I've been in real estate for over 45 years, and it seems to me that this is the kind of entryway signage for a major commercial development or a high-end residential development or something like that, but certainly not for a nature center. And so I just, everybody wants to watch their money as carefully as possible, and this is a wonderful facility. It's been awarded one of the 10 best places for families in this part of the country by National Geographic. It's considered to be a jewel. The Parks Department calls it a jewel. And so I just caution you to be extremely careful in how you use the funds, and especially since there's a declining amount of money available for the existing maintenance of the park. And to add more maintenance when the money is obviously going the wrong way, then it seems like I just caution and ask that you take a real hard look at how this money is spent. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
And thank you for your comments, sir. Are there any other comments from our board concerning this item?
Does the staff have any comments as to the comments made to the public? Do you have an alternative plan or anything? I like to hear both sides of the story.
I'm sorry, I may not have heard all of your comments. My name is Larry Ogle. I'm the Assistant Director of the Parks Department. And can you?
My question is have you all had a chance to meet the public that are concerned about this? Would that be a feasibility to maybe see if there's some mutual ground that you all can come up with? Or has this money already been allocated?
Well, I will tell you that the contract has already been let, and it was funded through another source, our special purpose fund. So the project is actually nearly ready to begin. The contract for these 5 parks was awarded by the City Council on November 6th. And so the money is in place. What this really does is it gives us an opportunity to close out the remaining funds from our 95 bond issue in Proposition 5. Previously, Proposition 6, which was also a Parks bond issue in 95, all of that funding has been expended. All of our other listed projects have been completed in 95, and so this is to clean out the last little bit of funds. It's a project that seems like a good fit for the use of the funds. Martin Park was listed, and some money was expended from the 95 bond issue on the community center and ADA access to the center and at the parking lot and that. So this is a project, again, that we are wanting to go ahead and expend the last bit of our remaining 95 bond issue. And the entryway feature that's out there now is I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's very institutional looking. It's just chain link. And one of the issues that we have with it is a safety issue related to vehicles being able to fully pull in off of Memorial Road when the gate is closed to open the gates. Now, that's not always the case when people arrive. More often than not, when the park is open, the gates are open. But the gates are kind of located close, relatively close to the road. This realigns it all, plus the chain link and fencing and that's out there is really original to the park, so it's quite old and needs to be replaced. So what this does is it realigns the entry gates further back off of the road and creates a more attractive entrance than just chain link with barbed wire on the top just immediately at the entrance, and provides a little bit more. It's very consistent with what we've been doing in other parks as well. But we felt this was a good expenditure to put some extra money into Martin Park. That was the last remaining funds of the bond issue, and help make an improvement in the park. they've already approved the contract. They have not approved the declaration of surplus of these funds. That would go to them based on your recommendation. But the project is still slated to be done. It's just a matter of from where the funding comes from.
So citizens concerned, are you looking at changing?
No.
Are you trying to make it more user-friendly and open? Because they like it not being open.
Right, and this is all basically out at the street right-of-way. It's not really back in the nature park. This just really deals with the frontage along Memorial Road and the ability to enter the park safely and get further back, and to provide a little bit more of a visual notice and entry to the park. Somewhat similar to, if you're familiar with a lot of national parks, they oftentimes have kind of a rustic look. We've also done something fairly similar at Bluff Creek Park, which is another one of these, but we did that in the original development, where you incorporate some stone and other type of signage just to announce the facility. I'm sorry?
The issue before us is whether or not we suggest the council use these funds because they were doing anyway.
Yes. Well, that's correct.
I also like to make a clarification. You know, there was talk about the maintenance budget for the park. The bond funds can be used for the improvements, the capital improvements, but not the maintenance. So maintenance will be a separate budget. So that's two separate issues.
And actually, given the current state of some of the fencing and gates, we really don't anticipate this will have any, certainly not a negative impact on maintenance. If anything, it may be positive.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
I have one question. So these funds are just for the wall and the entry? It doesn't go to any other part of the park then? It's the entryway. The entryway. And you know we have cars that run into our fences and walls about twice a year. At least. Yeah, at least. Okay. I just want to make sure they were for anywhere else. Spend that much on the front. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions or concerns about this item? Hearing none, I entertain a motion. Motion? Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, the item is approved. Proceed, sir.
Sure. Item C is a drainage project, and we got some photos to show you. This is at 4400 Hemingway Drive. As you see on the map here, there's several issues on this channel of Deep Fork Creek. Basically, there's a lot of slope erosions. The concrete channel in the bottom and on the side has been undermined. Also, there's deep erosion in the side channel that comes in. Lee, can you go back to the previous one? Yes, this one here. We have several areas that we have to repair, and the request that we are asking you is $85,000 in 1995 general obligation, Proposition 4 drainage and listed funds. This is a portion of what's needed to repair these items you see on this map. The rest will be, the street crews will do some of the repairs, and also we have a unit price contract that will take care of the channel bottom, so that's going to be additional expense that doesn't require your action. Regarding the slope wall repair, the street services have gotten a sole source contract with Eurotech Company. This is a method that is used, and you see a picture here just for a presentation. What they do is inject a polymer into the voids, and that would, it's like a foam that will fill the void, and you will have the strength of the soil in place. So part of this fund that we are requesting will take care of the channel voids that are existing. Also, there is a side channel that is eroded very badly. We are going to be buying material for street services to take care of that erosion. There is a synthetic type pipe called high-density polyethylene pipe, which for short we call it HDPE pipe. It's very durable, also cheaper than concrete pipe, and it is approved to use beyond the traffic areas in the city of Oklahoma City. So we feel that this will be a solution to use two 60-inch HDPE pipe, and will fill that side channel. And if you go back to the map, yes. Yeah, the elliptical one on the right side, that's a side channel coming from the street into the main channel. So the two pipes will be placed there and will be backfilled with rock, etc. So there will be funds. These funds will be used to purchase the pipe, purchase the material and rock in order for our street services to place those pipes in there and take care of this drainage. Any questions? And there's some photos of how the channel bottom looks like and needs a, in dire repair.
Would you state the total amount of
Yes,
expenditure for
the
this?
total amount estimated to take care of all of this is around $210,000. That's material, also for Eurotech company, also some chargebacks for our staff to take take care of the coordination of the project. So overall, $210,000.
Any questions concerning this item?
It's a major creek. I have to ask our hydraulic person, but it's coming through very heavily. As you see in the pictures, it has eroded it used to be concrete lined through there, so it has washed that away. So there's quite a bit of water coming through.
What we're going to do to it is going to take care of the problem. We won't have to do this again in 10 years. And that's
Yes, that's basically there is a culvert under that street before that side channel. We are going to place two HDPE pipe from there all the way to the main channel, so it would take that water directly to the channel, and it won't erode that channel away. There's just too much water coming through there, and it's eroding the backyards of the houses as well.
From what I know of this creek, there have been issues with this creek and periodic flooding for many years. I think the city's been fighting with this, trying to resolve the problem of this creek for many, many years. I think that the State Highway Department is making improvements in the area that may help this, at the intersection just north of 50th Street on 235, where the Broadway extension crosses Highway, or is that 44? Well, there's some major improvements going there, but this creek has been a real problem coming out of Belle Isle for many years. So I'd be surprised that this doesn't. I think we'll be hearing about this for years to come. I live in the area, so I see it all. Any other questions concerning this item? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve it. There's a motion. And a second? All in favor? Aye. The item is approved.
All right, thank you.
Question to the staff, are there any informational items to be discussed?
Yes, this month we continued to add a summary of the GeoBond financial information in your packet, and also I had staff add a couple slides to the presentation so we could hit a couple highlights on the activity so far this year. If you look at your screen, we wanted to give you some information on our contract awards. In the month of November, we awarded $4.3 million in new contracts, and year-to-date, we're at $14.2 million. We've got some contracts that have been advertised but have not been awarded, but they're scheduled in December and January. And you can see there for $5.5 million for December and $12.6 million for January, bringing a total of $18.1 million in new contracts over the next couple months. And then we've got a summary there of our GeoBond expenditures. Month of November, $2.6 million, and year-to-date, we're at $12.5. We've also included a chart. The target for this year for the city is to award $70 million in new GeoBond contracts. And you can see that there, the top line. And then we have a red and green line there. The red line is our actual contract awards, and you can see we're a little bit below target so far through November. But as I mentioned earlier, we have several awarded projects scheduled for December and January coming up, so hopefully we'll be back on target here shortly. We've also included our actual expenditures, which is the green line, which is tracking pretty closely to what our contract awards have been doing as well. That's all I have. Feel free to look through your other reports that were included, and if you have any questions, you can contact us during the month, or we'd be happy to address any questions at these meetings.
Any new business to be discussed? Items from committee members? Yes, sir.
When you have two citizens come in and object like this, even though what we did couldn't have an effect on it, because we're just doing the funds, how can we ensure that that input gets to the council? Can that be part of our motion, or will their input be forwarded to the council? Because they have real concerns.
I think there are probably several possibilities. One is we can direct the staff to make certain that the word goes forward to their superiors, so that they know that. And the other thing is that the concerns that that are expressed by citizens or others be part of the memorandum that goes forward to both the city manager and the city council with these recommendations. Am I correct about that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
If I understood correctly, we really have no effect on that. They're talking to us as waste, because we're talking about whether we use these funds for that or not. It's already being done. We're going to use other funds, so it's not an issue before us. Our issue is can we use these funds to help and hope, so somehow their input should get forward.
Well, all we need to do is to indicate that that's what we desire, and we can have that done. Now, you might also note, or I might also note, that in the 3 years that I've sat here, we've never had a citizen come before us to express a concern. So this is kind of new ground for us, and I would suggest that I, as chairman, sit down with the staff, and when these items arise, make sure that they go forward to the persons that do make the decisions. Because we are representatives of the political side of the house, and are watchdogs, for lack of a better term, for the citizens that we represent. So I think it's totally in order to do that. If anyone else have an opinion about that? I wish.
We can do
meeting that we had already approved, the council had already approved the project using different funds. So I don't know if they came and spoke at council. That would have probably been more appropriate for them to come when that item was on council. Does anybody know if they spoke at city council? They probably didn't, but that would have probably been the more appropriate place.
At the same time, we might note that what we have approved here are small amounts that are added to a much larger project. And that even if we recommended something different, it probably would not have a major effect on the project. Now, in this particular instance, it's a fairly small amount. In other instances, it would be a much greater consequence because it would be a much larger amount. So, but I still think that we can direct the staff to make our comments and those of our citizens known to the folks that got us appointed, which is City Council.
Just like there's a memo with the item for your review, there's also a memo that goes to City Council. So if you were to not recommend a project, or in this case, you did recommend it, but you would like to include some language about the comments from the citizens, then I feel like we can make an adjustment to the memo to reflect so.
Any comments? I don't think so. I can do that and will.
It did seem that really maybe most of their problem was more with the Parks Department in the planning of this than it was with anything else. One person that volunteers there was questioning, they were afraid, she was afraid we were going to mess up your park, our park, all of it. And the other gentleman was concerned that we're spending way too much money to do something with that. And that's what we just discussed, what we're here. Could they have come directly to your office previously and gotten some information? Thank you.
Are there any other citizens to be heard? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion. All in favor?